Oh, there I am. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Uh-oh. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another enthralling. I think that's the right word I'm looking for. Let's look that one up. Enthralling. Let's see. How do you even spell that shit? E-N-T-H-R. Enthralling. Yeah. Bam. And capturing and holding one's attention. Fascinating. Fascinating. Welcome to another enthralling episode of the Gorilla Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. What is up, Big Man Basson? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Anyway, I hope everybody's doing all right on your family. I know they're doing good. They got you. So I hope everybody had a great Labor Day and did absolutely nothing. That's what I hope for, and took the Labor Day off. You know what I mean? I didn't do squat. So they're alive. So let's see. Saturday, didn't do squat. Sunday, didn't do squat. Monday, I did a little bit. I think I did laundry and stuff. Sunday, I think I did a little bit of laundry and all that other adult nonsense. But, you know, that's how it goes when you're an adult. Adulting sucks sometimes. But other than that, I was watching a show, Longmire. Bro, I binge watched that shit. I straight up binged it. They're like an hour, anywhere from like 45 minutes to like an hour episode. Bro, they are just nonstop, just good shows. And I thought, man, I am stuck watching this shit. I'm like, I really have to go brush my teeth. And then I don't go brush my teeth. I really need to go brush my teeth. And then I never go brush my teeth. And I'm like, well, this sucks. It's time to go to bed because I was too engulfed into watching that show. Just straight up binge watched it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Longmire. It's on Netflix. Now I'm watching Godless. I think that's the name of the show. Godless. Anyway, that seems to be pretty legit too. Totally makes me want to go buy a cowboy hat and a big old belt buckle the size of Texas. That's what I think I'm going to start doing that. Wearing a big old belt buckle and a cowboy hat, like a black cowboy hat. That would be cool. Cha-cha. So, but that's all I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't do squat, to be honest with you. I was just kicked back, enjoyed it, and that's about it. Hold on, I gotta drink a sip of my coffee here. Y'all are really gonna enjoy this coffee mug. That's actually really good coffee. I'll be damned. I love coffee. Coffee is like, I always refer to it as the elixir of the gods. I don't really care which one. Any of them, all of them. Take your pick. They are the elixir of the gods, plural. All of them. You dropped your first YouTube video? What? Nice. I'm gonna have to check it out. Nice, bro. I like that. Keep doing it. Just keep plugging at it. You know what's crazy? Is that since I've started this podcast, and there's been a lot of people and I've paid attention. I see a lot of it. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people that was there in the very beginning that aren't around now. You know, and podcasts aren't for everybody, you know, and I get it. I totally get it, you know, and they're really not. But it's like, I try to keep the YouTube channel for like the interaction, you know, when I have a guest and everything else, and have everybody comment in the comment section and ask questions. I mean, just, you know, that's what I try to keep up. But I and then I try to take the upload and put it on Anchor and then do the Spotify and get it blasted out on audio side as well. Trying to get more subscribers on the audio because I know not everybody understands how this podcast works, and it happens. They just don't understand how it does, and that's cool. That's why it's really hard to explain to people. So it's a podcast, but it's like a Zoom style. You know what I mean? That's how I refer to people. It's like a Zoom style podcast. People can engage, people can chit chat, and that's what I liked about it. So I'm gonna keep going. This is episode 35. This show has been going since the beginning of the year. So January is like the beginning of it's been a 1 year anniversary of the Gorilla Lounge. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's pretty neat. I'd really like to try to get like a big name guest and get a lot of people to come in. Chasing dreams. Absolutely, man. That's what you have to do. One little dream at a time, man. Just one little thing. Just keep plugging at it. You're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good time. I have my own dreams that I'm chasing. So, but I named this episode for like a story time, just basically like a little bit of some of the stuff that I did when I was younger. Like just being little hoodlum. I had a blast growing up. So I was always I've always been like this. So what you guys see, it's always been. This is nothing's changed. I've probably toned it down a notch, but some people just gonna bring out the main character again and just like fuck this. But I don't care really about a whole lot of stuff, and I've been that way. And I've just said what I said, and I was always the realest, person that I know. It's a live podcast filmed with a live online audience. That's about it. That's what this is. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And that's why I have that ticker down here at the bottom. That way, if the new guests come in and everybody's sharing and they see the ticker, and then they're like, oh, okay, cool. So you can act, and if anybody's new, what's cool about it is that you can straight up DM me. Send me a message, throw a comment on the YouTube channel or something. I respond to everybody's comments as quickly as I can because you have to understand I have the TikTok that I kind of go back and forth. I got like 4 accounts on that, so I kind of play around, but I'm trolling on one of them, and that's really no big deal. I check my messages a lot. So if there's ever anything that you guys really want to talk about, holler at me. It doesn't have to be publicly known. You can send me a DM. The Gorilla Lounge podcast has an Instagram. I have the Instagram, TikTok. I mean, it's always there. I know, Chris, you're always here, man. I fucking appreciate it. All of you. I've always, I appreciate that. And I'm gonna suck at pronouncing the name because I probably always do. Valkyrie, Val V for Vendetta. So yeah, that's just how I am. That's just how it always has been, and nothing has ever changed. I've always been the same person. But like I said, I've probably mellowed it down a little bit because I am a lot older, and just kind of. Not everybody can take the realness or the shooting from the hip is what a lot of people, like to say. Valkyrie, thank you. Vanilla Gorilla. But one of the stories is probably one of my favorites, and I always say it a lot all the time. So just try to picture this, okay? I'm 19 years old. I know it's hard to imagine me being 19 without the beard. I was just this long neck, no shoulders, scrawny little. I was still a pretty big guy, but it was a lot smaller. So, 19 years old. I've been living in Florida for about, I want to say maybe about 1.5 years, 2 years. Okay, so. I get a job. I end up getting this van. This van was a what they call a Dodge Ram van, and it's just a straight up little minivan, cargo van style. And there was no seats in the back. There was no nothing. I don't know how I ended up dating females because it was like, if I was a dad at back then, you're not riding it. You're not going out with him. He's got a van. No, 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 no. But it's this old, like 85 standard Dodge Ram van, cargo van. If anybody wants to look that sucker up, it is like what the minivan of like today is. Like those transports. You know what I mean? It's like the little small, yeah, it was a creeper van. It really was, Chris. So 19 cell phones, I think, were starting to come around, but I don't think they were like popular because back then, if you did get one, you had to pay for the cell phone outright, and then it was charged by the minute. So, I mean, not really a whole lot of people. We had pagers, beepers, whatever you want to call them, back in the good old days. So I had this van, and the starter went out one time, and I think for like 2 or 3 months, oh my gosh, I'm used to that's all you saw me do was push it down the road and second gear, pop the clutch, and take off. Gone. Never turned it off. Left that some bitch running. Nobody wanted to steal this thing. It was that piece of junk. But it was so much fun. All the guys that I hung out with down in South Florida, we all lived in the same neighborhood, and it was just we had such a blast. We had a guy named Big Paul. We named him Paul. Well, his name is Paul. We named him Big Paul because he's a big guy. He was like 6'5". I think he was like 6'5", like 300 plus. I mean, it was a big dude. So he couldn't go in through the sliding door because stupid me, I bought rims for this thing and the door hit. Now, whatever. I didn't care. Right? The door hit the tire. So the door only opened up like this big and only like a few people could fit in there. So I had to open up the back tailgate, climb through the van because it was everything was not electric and pull the little rod to unlock it. And he would climb in and people would just jump in. It was so much fun. Sorry, guys. So I get a few jobs, but one of them in particular was probably one of my friggin' favorites. I worked for a pizza, it was an Italian restaurant. It wasn't like a pizza delivery, not like Domino's or Pizza Hut or anybody. It was a mom and pop's Italian restaurant. And he was delivery. He delivered like the lasagna. He would deliver the beer. He would deliver everything. He did not care. He delivered. So the cool part about this guy is that there was a map. So this was all pre-GPS. This was all everything. So everybody that's new and young, you have to understand we used map books. We had to look at the wall, and that was the map. And then you kind of would go, you'd map it out and say, okay, I got to go up here to Sheridan, take a left on Sheridan, a couple miles. Okay. The road's right here. So you memorized things. You used your cranium. So, but it was so much fun. So I end up getting a call and I have to deliver from Hollywood. Was he in Hollywood or Pembroke Pines? I think he was in Hollywood. So I had to deliver pizza from Hollywood, Florida to almost like Miami Lakes, which if I'm not mistaken, it was only maybe like a 30-minute drive. So I end up driving this van. I get the 2 pizzas. We call them pies. Grab the 2 pies. I still kind of call them pies. Grab the pies, throw them in the front seat, take off, right? I'm driving. Passing people. Man, I'm a pizza delivery guy, man. I make tips, right? $2 here. Man, I walk out making $50, man. This is awesome. Cruising. I wasn't a surfer, dude. I'm cruising, right? I can't find this guy's apartment. It's like, well, shit. I'm all over the place. Cannot find his directions sucked. I ended up having to use a payphone, and I ended up having to call the customer because the customer's receipt had the phone number. So I ended up calling him, And he's like, man, it's like right over around the corner. Da, 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 da. I was like, all right. So I get over there. Finally found it. I'm like 45 minutes late, y'all. Like this pizza is like old and decrepit. The crust is just gnarled out. The cheese looks like, I think it's got like the grease on it is already hardened up. So damn well it just needs to be reheated. But whatever. So I get there, man. I find this guy's apartment, man. I knock on the door. This was before Netflix and chill. This was before you had to go rent movies from Blockbuster. All right. Y'all remember Blockbuster. You had to go rent them. So I ended up knocking on this guy's door. He opens it up and he's like, hey, man, what's up? And I was like, what's up, dude? He's like, you're like 45 minutes late, man. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Your directions really sucked. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little high right now. I was like, that's cool. Whatever. So he's like, hey, since you're 45 minutes late, you think you can give me like some sort of a discount? I was like, bro, I can't give you a discount, but I can call my manager. He's like, yeah, come on in. So now I'm in this guy's apartment. So the apartment, as soon as you walk in the door, there's the couch, right? So the kitchen was off to the right, had a little bar, and then the couch was right in front. And then he had his TV. You didn't have them hung up. You had them tubes, and they were sitting on like a TV stand, and everything else. And she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. I get the phone. I call the boss. I was like, hey. He always answered the phone like this, Remo. And he was Italian. His name was Remo. And it was so funny. He was just an old Italian guy. And he reminded me of my grandfather. And he picks up the phone. He yells out, Remo. I said, hey, Remo. Hey, Remo, it's Harris, man. Hey, so he goes, did you find the place? I said, yeah. He says, yeah, the guy called and he says you're late. I said, yeah, I just got here. And the guy's standing right there. I said, hey, man, so he's wanting some money back or like some sort of discounted price for this pizza. Is there anything we can do? He's like, fuck no. You tell that son of a bitch he can go fuck himself. And he hung up. And I'm on the phone going, uh-huh. Okay. Oh, all right. No, he's not on the phone anymore. You guys, I'm just sitting there going, oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. And I hung up. He says, yeah. What'd your boss say? I said, Remo said you can go fuck yourself. I grabbed the pizzas and I walked out the door. So I lost the tip. There was no money. But what I did get was free pizzas. So I'm on my way back to Remo's. And I was like, well, crap, I'm hungry. I open up one of the boxes and I was like, oh, cool, there's pepperoni. So I ate a couple of slices. I get back to Remo's, drop off the pies on the counter. Remo's like, he opens it up. He's like, hey, man, there's 2 pieces missing. I was like, oh, there is? Did you eat them? Huh? No. No, I didn't eat them. As I'm scraping and licking the sauce and cheese out of my freaking lips. Nah, I'm not eating them. So he ended up giving me the pizza. He didn't charge me for it. But, yeah, being 19 years old, telling a guy inside of his own apartment with his date before Netflix and chill to go fuck himself because Remo didn't want to give him his discount. That was probably one of my favorites. That's yeah. I still say that story. And now, man, I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am right now. That's well over 20 years now. Do y'all like my cup? Sock monkey. But it was so much fun. I got stories for days. That's probably, oh man, that's probably one of my favorites just because it was like that, and I ate that pizza up. I was like, I'm determined to get something out of this pizza. So, yeah. So another story about the pizza delivery. So I was talking to this girl and I met her at another restaurant that I worked at. I think it was like Boston Chicken. Now, back then it used to be called Boston Chicken, but they changed it when I was there. They called it Boston Market. Now, haven't seen any out here in Oklahoma. 945 years old. That's about right, Chris. So what the fuck, dude? You threw me off. So she pages me, so I get the phone. I'm at Remo's. I was like, "What's up?" She's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm working. I'm a working man." She goes, "Hey, I'm kind of hungry." I was like, "Order a fucking pizza." She's like, "I don't want a pizza." I was like, "Well, then, let's not be that hungry." So she ends up ordering a pizza, and I ended up being up. Like, it's my turn. So I went out there, hung out at her house. We watched a movie, ate a pizza. We had a date, and I was still working. And so I went back like 2 hours later because it was like after the movie and everything. I go back. Remo's like, "Where the fuck have you been?" He goes, "You couldn't find that house either?" I was like, "No, man, I couldn't find it." But it was good times. It was just, I don't, it just, I just had a blast growing up like that. So you think you're still one in Fort Myers? There probably is. They were really good food. Like, everything was fresh, so that's what made it really good. A lot of single parents love that restaurant. They really did. So when I was living in Georgia, I was like 16. This guy, I worked at a fuck around. I forgot about this one. So I worked at a barbecue joint. It was a fucking hole in the wall barbecue joint, but it was so good. The food was so good. And there always was rumors that there was a rat something here. Let me get on the camera here. That there was a rat that was like 4 feet long somewhere. I never saw this rat. And this one guy, his mom was the dishwasher. Like, it was her part-time job. He would help out with the cook. He would come back and bust tables. And I just was there to bust tables. So I played a little prank on his mom. I was like, "You know what? I don't like him, Brandon. I don't like him. Oh my gosh, I hate this kid." I walked over to her and I grabbed his drink because we always placed our drink somewhere. Grabbed his drink. I poured half of it out. I put it down. It was just a cup with ice and a straw. Poured half of it out. Grabbed the thing of bleach and I poured the bleach in his drink. I said, "I hope he drinks it. I hope he drinks every single bit of it." I wasn't going to let the man drink it. That's not what I was going to do. So his mom was like, "Oh, no, no." She snatches the drink. She pours it out. She starts beating me back there. She starts hitting me. He comes flying out. What the hell is going on? She's like, "He was trying to poison you." And she's hitting me. And I thought, what the fuck is happening? So there was that one. I was like, "I'm still going to get this kid tonight." And I told her, I was like, "Look, I was just joking around. I'm sorry." But I said, "I'm still going to get your son. I'm still going to like freak him out." So he was taking the trash out. He hated walking out there by himself. And it was always dark. Who hates walking out there by themselves? So he's like, "Just stand by the door, man, and just watch me." I was like, "Okay, weirdo." So we used to have a pallet of potatoes. Now, this pallet of potatoes, some of the bags would always open up. So we just kind of open up the bags and just stack the potatoes on the pallet. No big deal. I picked up a potato. As soon as he picked up that fucking garbage can to throw it in the dumpster, I hurled that friggin' potato as hard as I could. Fuck. I must have been like a pitcher for the Atlanta Braves that day. That thing went zooming through. It hits the side of that dumpster, makes this loud noise. Boom! He drops that garbage can. Garbage just lands all over him. He comes flying back. Whoa! I thought, "What the hell's wrong with you, man?" He's like, "Man, something happened. Something fucking blew up over there." I said, "Bro, you smell like garbage." So, Brandon, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But, Oh, he knew it was me after the fact, but he was such a cool guy. I liked working for him, working with him. He didn't work for him. Big Man Bassins, shoot me and my buddies, terrorized our local CC's Pizza. I got to know the whole crew there, hung out, managers. Yeah, bro, it's so much fun. When especially when you're younger and you hook up with a crowd, that's it, man. I had a blast. I had a blast. But then you like fast forward. If you'd have told me that I would have been my age now, divorced with 2 kids, living in Oklahoma, I'd have told you you were full of shit. If you'd have told me this when I was 19, I'd have told you you were dumb. There ain't no way. Here I am. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a couple of them funny ass stories. That's the stuff that I did. I loved it. I loved just, having a good time. I never really cared enough to have people like really just, oh man, you can't do that. I'm like, well, why? Let's just go try. Let's go see what happens, and then we'll deal with the consequences later. And they're like, no, man, we can't. No, let's just go try this. And so one of the pranks that I did, fast forward, well, I'm still in maybe my 19, maybe 20. Fast forward, a buddy of mine had a Chevy Cavalier, right? And I'm teamed up with these cool guys, man. These guys were like family. And I team up with them. One of them was working at the mall, and he's working at like this can't remember, like, I don't remember the name, but he sold tapes. Yes, tapes. You stick the eraser and turn the thing and it would loop out. Tapes, CDs, like some sort of like a record store. And I can't remember like the name. It was like a popular name back then. He's working there, and we planned it for so many years, or for so many months. So back then the cars didn't have the chips or anything, right? So we would just I duplicated his car keys. I went to Home Depot one day and I duplicated his car keys, and I had everybody in on it. I was like, man, we got to do this. So we ended up going to the junkyard and getting a window that had purple tint, because back then the tint, if you sprayed Windex, it would make the tint purple, right? Before all this new tint. So we found a window, and we went to the mall on April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I blasted this glass right there in the parking lot. Broke it. Jumped in his car, and we left. When he was done working, he went outside and he thought his car got stolen. So yeah, he ran back inside to tell the boss. He calls us first, and then he's like, I'm going to call the police. No. Don't call the police just yet, man. Let us show up. Maybe we'll help you find it. Maybe you just misparked it. So we pulled up in his car, and he was so mad. I was like, thank God you didn't call the police. But we were ready. I don't know how we would have talked our way out of it. But yeah, he was ready to call the police. But we showed up in his car, and he was so mad at us. But that was probably one of the best April Fool's pranks. So Chris says, my first job was at an amusement park. 13. Yeah, my first job was I worked for a company called Mid-South Ice back then. In Georgia, I was 14. Was that my first job? Or a telemarketer? I don't remember. It was one of those. I hated both of them, but I worked for Ready Ice for years. Me and Zelko kicking one of these episodes. We're going to talk about being older and watching about being young and crazy. Yeah, man, I'm down for that. We'll have to hook that one up. So, but anyway, yeah, man, that's just the fun part of it, But you fast forward, I'm here in Oklahoma, and I catch a job. So I go through a divorce, and man, my life is just going, like, it's just running in turmoil. There is no stopping this downward spiral of just garbage. Everything about a divorce is garbage, period. I don't give a damn. Everything about it is garbage. We ended up, I ended up finding a job. I got hooked up with a guy when I was working for the car dealership, um, to drive limos. I thought, well, hell yeah, I'll drive a few limos here and there. Look at my beard, boy. I'll drive some limos. I'm down with that, right? That was a cool job. I think a few years ago you needed to have like a chauffeur's license, but I don't think you have to have one now. But yeah, that was a cool job. That job was man, the first time, okay, you ready for this? So the first time I'm making like $200 tips, $300 tips. I'm like, hell yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Just extra cash. She could take all the money out of my paycheck. I could live off of this and just make that in a weekend. And I'm golden. Bam. So all of a sudden I pick up this couple. It was a younger couple. They were probably in their 30s, early 30s. They were probably about my age back then. So they were in their early 30s. So I get this, we call it a 10 pack. So the 10 pack, it's just the Lincoln Town Car, or an 8 pack. And I'm cruising, and all of a sudden I feel the car like it's surging. Now you're a mechanic, you feel this car surging. I thought, damn, this thing's about to break down. I got to get these fools home. It's just surging. And I thought, what the heck? So I slow down a little bit and it's still going. I thought, what the oh, they were having sex in the back. So I hit the brakes. I thought, if I'm not getting any, y'all ain't getting any. So it was funny because I hit the brakes and I kind of swerved because I was on the highway. And I heard him fumbling around in the back. So I got back to their apartment, and she gets out, and she's got, her hair is just all in a mess, right? She puts it back. She's got her like a jacket or something, and she just takes off. She opens up the door and bolts. I thought, what the heck is going on? So next thing I know, he gets out and he's smiling from ear to ear, and he's like, hey man, I want to thank you. I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, man, that was, I don't know what you did, but when you hit the brakes, he says, man, best part of it. I thought, he goes, here, and he throws me $100 bill. I was like, well, she's probably got pregnant. So yeah, so that was the first time I'm working as a limo driver, and yeah, I get tipped $100 because they were having sex in the back. But I love that job. I'll probably go back to doing that part-time because that's such an easy, if you like driving, I mean, that's the job for you. This is like, see this juice? Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see that. Sure. I'm gonna spill it. Anyway, so I've been doing my juicing again. This has watermelon, beet, oranges. That's really good. Celery. It's stupid sweet. But yeah. Let's see. So there's the limo. That's only one limo drive. Oh, and FYI, if anybody rents a limo again, the partition that divides you from the driver to the passengers, that's not soundproof. So ladies, we hear everything, just so you know. I overheard a conversation between females talking about how they're not going to wear panties, and look at my color of panties. Look at, these are nice. And then another girl goes, I'm not wearing any. Why are y'all wearing them? It's so hot outside. I was like, I don't want to hear this right now. Bro, just turn up your radio. I did have a bachelor party. Okay. This one was really friggin' cool. This bachelor party, these guys were a bunch of douchebags. Like oh my God, yuppie, uppity douchebags. Like everybody owed them something, douchebags. I just did not like working with them at all. But unfortunately, I was stuck with them for about 4 to 5 hours. So they're all married, except for, the one that's getting married. Every single one of them took their wedding ring off. And they go to this club, they go to a bar, and they pick up like these 4 chicks. And these 4 chicks are hanging out with them, right? And they're partying, they're having a great time in the back, whatever. All of a sudden, he's one of the guy that like rented the limo, the master, I guess you can say, the the master, the main customer. So he tells me, he's like, hey man, let's just go ahead and go back to my place, where you dropped us off. It's already like 4 hours, man. Let's just go. I said, well, what about the females? Oh, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. We'll take them in the morning or something, or later on. I was like, okay. So go cruise on up there, open up the door. The females are home. All their wives are at the house that they left. They had their bachelorette party and they got home soon. They got home earlier than they did. And these guys are flipping shit. They're flipping out. Bro, you got to go. You got to go. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I got all these females in the back. Where am I taking them? They're not my job. That's not my client. You're my client. I dropped you off. Get these people out of my limo. No, man, you got to get them out. You got to get them out. I was like, I don't have to do anything. This is your responsibility, not mine. Take actions, bro. Man, you got to help us out, man. You got to help us out. So I stuck my hand out. Give me some money. Man, how much do you want? I said, I want $20 a person. Each one of you pick them up. I want $20 a person. So they gave me another $100 tip. I said, because if I don't do this, if you guys don't pay me right now, cash, I'm going to have the females, I'm going to roll down the windows. I'm going to have the females hang out the window, scream whatever the hell they want to scream, and out the sunroof too, the moonroof. I said, I'll have them scream and hoot and holler, and we'll blast music and do our thing. And y'all are all in deep shit, not me. Man, you can't do that. Here's the money. So he gives me the money. I shut all the power off back there. I locked the window in the up position, shut everything off. And I cruised out. I was quiet as a mouse. Got back into the city, dropped off there was 4 of them. I dropped one of them off, where I was going to pick them up. And they're like, can you take us to our cars? I'm like, no, I'm not your I'm not your Uber. This was before Uber. I'm not your freaking Uber, right? I'm not your chauffeur. I'm not your taxi. So she goes, we'll give you a tip if you can just take us to our cars. Bet. Got an extra $60 out of the deal, 40 or $60, whatever. So I made like a 20% tip off of the 4 or 5 hour drive, plus $100 for taking the girls back, plus an additional 40, $60. Man, let me tell you, I was like, that night could not have gotten planned any better. It was crazy. I love that job. That job was easy. All you did was pick the customer up, the client, not a customer. They're the client. You pick the client up. You open the door. You close the door. You just be chivalrous. Is that the word I'm looking for? You be chivalrous. Then you go park and you wait, and then they'll text you or call you, and then show up a little bit later on, and then boom, you're back in the business and you go driving around. But that job was so cake. A lot of people don't like doing that, but they told us no backing up and no what else? No driving cars through drive-through. Hold my beer. I backed up and I did a U-turn at a OU down here in Norman. They blocked off a road and there was no signs that was blocked off. I had to do a U-turn. You can't do a U-turn in a damn limo. I did it. It was like a 16-point U-turn, but it was still nonetheless, it was still a U-turn. And the cop was like, "This guy, you can drive." I was like, "Just get everybody out of my friggin' way. I know how to drive. Trust me. I got this driving shit down to a science." So much fun. But let's see. What else? What else? Oh man. I had a whole bunch. I should have just started writing these damn things down. But I'm down for, like, if you guys, if any of y'all want to talk about something, slide me a DM. You don't have to blast it. We don't have to blast it on the show or anything. Slide me a message saying, "Hey, can I talk about this? Can we talk about this?" Oh, by the way, this month is suicide prevention month. Hold on. I think that's what I was told. Bear with me. Do 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 do. I actually do think that it's suicide something or other month. I do think, yep, suicide prevention. Promote National Suicide Prevention Month. Yep, suicide prevention awareness. Thank you, Miss Wendy. She's like, "I can't stand him just sitting there. Oh my God." But yeah, suicide prevention awareness month. So if you got people that are depressed or whatever, and you see a change in their behavior, reach out to them. Be like, "Hey, what's up, fuckers? Let's go fuck some shit up." You know what I mean? Go take them to a movie or something. It's just how you got to do it. Just got to keep an eye on them. Tired of that number going up. Damn well that number is climbing. I must have all kinds of stuff off of this. This table is just driving me crazy. Agreed, Chris. Every month should be suicide prevention. I totally agree to that. Let's see. Yeah, especially going into the holiday season, bro. It's, yeah. You know what? I remember working for Ready Ice, and this lady worked for them for, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, whatever. She was a really cool lady. She was like the receptionist or whatever. And I ended up hearing that I was like, I overheard somebody talking that they were going to fire her. And I go, "When are y'all going to just fire her? Why do you have to wait for a certain day?" Because they said something about statistics and everything. But when they fired her, like a couple of days before Christmas, like the Friday before Christmas, Christmas fell on like a Sunday. They fired her on Friday. I was like, "Y'all are dirt." And that, my friends, is when I was groomed to not trust the corporate America. So I was like, "What? No." Mm-mm. Oh, I had the tip of this finger. Oh shit. Yeah, see, Chris? I know it's brutal. I know a couple of people. But I cut the tip of this finger off when I worked for that Ready Ice company. They were just telling me to put a Band-Aid on it. And I was like, I don't think so. And I'm walking in there pinching it, bleeding like a stuck pig. And he says, "Just put a Band-Aid on it." I said, "Okay." So I took it off and it just started just pouring blood. And it being the tip of your finger, man, that's a nerve ending. It hurt like hell. I had to put like 5 stitches. Depression sucks. I fell into some depression a couple years ago. Get off there. Sorry, y'all. I don't want that dog on that couch. Oh my gosh, I just screamed at the dog. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't I fell into some depression a couple years back, and I turned my 4 walls into a jail cell. And I was like, I got to get out of this, because it was definitely a stupor. It just totally sucks. I talked to a few people, but nobody that was really there to listen. Oh, and then in my little depression phase, I called it a phase because I think that's what it was. I haven't fell into that in a while. So, um, a buddy of mine was living in Hawaii and fell off like the 32nd floor balcony or something and died. So I was like, what is happening? So that sucked. So that just really threw me into like a spiral, because he was such a cool guy, and it sucks to say it, but I hoped that he fell unconscious on the way down, so that way nothing happened. But it sucked. That sucked for me, because I mean, me and him, we weren't like super close, but we were close. We commented on each other's jujitsu. We did jujitsu together. I choked him. He beat my ass. I mean, that's just how it was. And he ended up moving back to Louisiana. I mean, he was a cool guy. So that kind of spiraled me into like a whirlwind of just hell. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I get to work the PD this weekend, so that's cool. This Saturday. Oh, that's the celery. Still good though. But yeah. Let's see. Let's get out of this depression state. I mean, I know it's suicide. What was it? Suicide Prevention Month. Awareness. But let's get out of that. I don't want to talk about that tonight. I don't want to talk about it. You guys ever see those videos, like those, what are they called? AS, I don't know, where they're like on TikTok? I hate them. I hate all of them. Then they go live and they're like, do you hear that? I'm just going to talk about some things. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh God bless America. Swipe. Get me off of this. How did I get to that? ASMR. That's it. I hate those videos, or I hate their lives when they do it. I absolutely despise the lives. I flip through it and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I gotta go. I mean, I'll watch some like videos, and certain things, but that I can't just sit there and go. Now, to each his own. I'm sure there's people that can sit there and watch it. And yeah, I like the soap cutting ones. I'm sure there's people that can sit there and just watch it and just kind of zone out and just focus on that. They said that people with ADD, you really want to catch their attention, start a fire, because we'll watch the fire. We'll just sit there. Whoa, it's a fire, right? And that's it. And that's what will catch our attention. I was like, that's about accurate, because I like watching fire. Definitely squirrel, dude. I've got really bad. I don't even know if it's really bad, but I do know it's pretty brutal ADD. Like, oh my God. So don't call me out about the fire. So I was in a training class all day, sitting at a table, like a Zoom meeting. And I was like, this is brutal. I want to go to sleep so bad. He is not keeping my attention. Nothing about this is fun. It's boring. and he has to literally see you too. So you can't turn the camera off. You can't do anything. He has to watch you. And I was like, oh, this sucks. I must have yawned about 9,000 million times. I hated every bit of it. You burnt a neighborhood down. What? Matt, me and you aren't friends anymore if you do that. I mean, it's just bro, it was boring. You know damn well it was boring. I don't care. I was just ready to get out of there. I was like, this is the most boring class I've ever been in. Nah, it's not. I've been in some boring ass classes. That was definitely one of them. Golly. Consider it done. And I believe it. I believe you. I believe you. But you know what's funny is that I'll probably say it before you, but like, dude, Ed, that class sucked. And he's be like, I know, man, I know. That's just, I just say shit. Yeah, you hate watching him eat. Let's get back to Chris with this burning a neighborhood down. How many houses are in said neighborhood? Just kind of curious. I mean, you burn a fucking neighborhood down, bro. I burnt a neighborhood down when I was a kid. I was thinking like I read it really quick and I thought it said I burnt a neighborhood kid down just by glancing at it, and then it's not. So I had to refocus and read it, and it says that you burnt a neighborhood down. You do tell. We really need to know about this. Like, who pissed you off? What's that movie where she like, it's a Stephen King where she like blows shit up with her mind. What the fuck is the name of that movie? Come on, you guys. I know one of y'all motherfuckers know it. It was about 20 unfinished houses. Chris. Chris is a motherfucker right now. I burn a house. Fuck burning the house. I'll take out the whole damn neighborhood. Fire starter? No, I'm not starting an investigation. Fuck, dude. That's too much paperwork. Was that the name of the movie with the chick that burnt shit up, blew shit up with her mind? She just sit there and then. That's actually really good. That's sweet. Yeah. No, big man. Hey, Chris, big man's asking how big that spider was. Like, hey, have you seen that movie, Arachnophobia? I think that's when I realized I had a fear of spiders. I'm dead ass right there. It was Drew Barrymore as a kid. Was it really? I thought that was. Wasn't that who was the poltergeist? No, she was in E.T. Drew Barrymore was also in E.T. I'm not questioning you, Wendy. Not at all. Not at all. Huge fascination with WD-40 and a lighter. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Do you remember the people that would spray hairspray on their arms and then light it and they couldn't put it out? I was not one of those kids. I watched people do it and I was like, you guys are dumb. Why are you lighting your fucking self on fire? But Matt, you are what? I said a lot prior. I hate that shit. Makes one hell of a blowtorch. Yeah, it does. Brake clean, I think, does too. Carb cleaner. So I almost burned a car down using carb clean. 2 cars, actually. No, 3 with brake clean. Yep. I had one, I didn't realize it had an arc in the spark plug wire, and I'm cleaning transmission fluid off while it's idling. Didn't realize it. All of a sudden, it arced it, and I had this flamethrower. Whoosh! I said, "Whoa!" Burnt, crisped up that whole, when they had that like fabric stuff underneath the hood. Burnt the shit out of that. I said, "Oh shit!" Tossed the can. So yeah, that was that was one of them. I won't tell you the other 2. I remember pouring gasoline into a Polar Pop cut. The first time I figured out what styrofoam and gas made. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. So another story, speaking of firemen, Big Man Basson. Oh, Matt is questioning Wendy, and Wendy's saying, "Oh, you sure you want to do that?" Yeah, he is just that crazy. So down here in Oklahoma, or up here, wherever. So over here in Oklahoma, there's a huge rival, OU versus OSU. We call it Bedlam, right? It's a Bedlam game. So I'm at my buddy's house, fresh divorced. I'm living over there temporarily, and he's got the fire going. The Bedlam game is on. We got people over, and there's food, there's everything, right? So I'm in there, I'm in the kitchen, I'm getting like the meatballs out of the crock pot. Man, I'm loading up food, I'm drinking my beer. I'm like, hell yeah, I like this. Put my food down, go to the bathroom. All of a sudden, I hear all this yelling. And I thought, what the hell's happening? All this yelling. I come flying out of the bathroom, and there's nobody in there. I said, what the fuck is going on? It's none of my business, so I'm just going to go over here and grab my food. So I grab my food, and I'm eating. He comes flying back in. He's like, hey, man, the house is on fire. And he said, the roof is on fire. I said, we don't need no water. Let that motherfucker. He says, no, for real, the roof is on fire. I said, well, yeah, you got the fireplace going, bro. Of course, it's hot. It's going up. He says, no, man, the fucking fireplace up on the roof is on fire. Eat a couple more meatballs. I go walking out there. We got the whole neighborhood now. We all look up. We're like, huh, I'll be damned. It sure is on fire, isn't it? I said, well, did anybody call 911? He's like, yeah, they're on the way. I said, well, I don't hear anything. So, hey, Mike, do me a favor. Grab that ladder. Hey, let's grab this water hose. Let's go put this fucking thing out. I go climbing the roof. I get up there. I'm spraying the roof down. I'll be damned. I got shit in here, man. I live here. Spraying it down with water. Fire department blazes by us. I'm like, I got it, guys. Don't you worry about it. Putting the fire out. They come flying back. They climb up the ladder. They didn't even bust out their ladder, no nothing. They didn't even use their water. They were using the water hose. Dude was like, hey, man, hit that spot right there. I said, that one right there? He said, yeah. He'll soak it. He said, hey, man, hit that. I said, listen, dude. Here, miss your job. I'm out. I'm cold. And I'm out this shit. Get off the fucking ladder, get off the roof, and go back downstairs. Go back inside and eat my fucking meatballs. Eat my freaking meatballs. So that was that. I sent an evidentiary proof to the host. She did. I was like, oh, look at that. Now, what is going on here? I ain't scared of the host. Neither am I. I'm going to put y'all both in timeout. Y'all need to just calm the fuck down. Matt, let's see. Put user in timeout. Wendy, put user in timeout. would love to get him to come at me, bro. Pull up. Matt used to come over to my shop all the time, and we would always we would always kind of spar it out. We did it at the last job. We sparred out. And people were watching us like, oh my gosh. Because everybody was just kind of scared. So it's like, remember watching the Rocky movies? I mean, like Apollo Creed and then Rocky, they were best friends and they would spar it out, man. Beat each other's ass. And then they'd walk away. You seriously want to put me in timeout? Man-sized children. Listen, I never grew up. Big man, do you remember Toys R Us? They had that theme song. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Million toys at Toys R Us. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, bro. It's a real deal. We didn't grow up. We just got a hold of like they did in TikTok. Like we just got a hold of adult money. And that's where we have fun. No, I didn't put anybody in timeout. Both you, timeout. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Chris is yelling out, fight. Nah, yeah, why would we? You know what's even better is when you hit your I'm not gonna say it yet. When you hit a certain age, you kind of look around and you really reevaluate things and you kind of go, back then I really didn't care. Boy, I really don't care now. Yeah, we did have the best toys, man. I was talking to a lady today and we were talking about Nintendo and Atari. And she said that every so often when the Atari would kind of go on the fritz, everybody knew what it meant. But nobody said a word because you didn't want to jinx it. And I remember that shit. I remember mine going on the fritz every so often. She said, what was your favorite game? I was like, shit, I like Pitfall. But I think Dig Dug, Pong. What was that one? With the ship. Galactica? Those are my favorites. Puberty. Yeah. And we found girls and we're like, you're mine. I'm telling you, man, Dig Dug was the shit. Yeah, Matt definitely played Doctor. Oh my God. Matt definitely played Doctor. Matt got like half a football team. Oh my God. He's got good kids. I see him every so often. He's got great kids. They're very respectful and everything, and they crack me up. So yeah. I've known Matt now for what? Holy shit, dude. 10? No, 10 years? 9 years? Damn that. Yeah. But like his son his youngest son was saying that Kobe was the GOAT in basketball. And me and Matt both were like, no, that would be Jordan. Jordan was the GOAT. And boy, his son was like, nope. If his son was cussing, boy, he would have cussed us out. No, he is not the GOAT. We're like, Kobe said he was the GOAT. Kobe has like 6 years on Jordan, and Jordan still has more points or whatever. So we were busting out stats one morning. No, man. Jordan was the GOAT. I don't care. Jordan. Everybody. Yeah, it was Jordan. Jordan is the GOAT. And for everybody that doesn't know what GOAT means, it's greatest of all time. Definitely the GOAT. Everybody wanted the Jordan jumpsuits, the Jordan shoes, the Jordan. Remember when he had his own? Does he still have his own cologne and fragrance line? Everybody wanted that. Everybody, because the man knew how to play with his money. Didn't he get in trouble? He tried baseball. He played for the Wizards. He played for the Bulls. Who else did he play for? Was it just the Wizards and the Bulls? When he retired, then he came back. It was kind of rusty, and then he just dominated. Then he was like, I'm done. And then he played for the White Sox, but I think it was like the minor league. I don't think he was good enough to play major. And I think the crazy part about it is that he really enjoyed playing baseball more than he did basketball. So, yeah. You think he owned the Wizards? I don't follow. He probably did. I just don't follow that shit anymore. A lot like I used to. I mean, it just got crazier and crazier and crazier, and I was like, I'm done. Yeah, the kids in the back, what GOAT means. Right? It's true, man. It is absolutely true. And then I'm watching, my son play his video games, and I'm like, man, video games really came a long way. I mean, phones and all that. I started out on Atari. I mean, and then you prop your phone up while you were playing. That's all I did. That is all. I eat my Doritos. I couldn't wait for Friday night. Come home from school, finish up the homework, and you had all weekend. And then mom would always make you do the fucking yard work. Ugh. I hated yard work. I still hate yard work. But whatever. Anyway, that's it. Story time. I don't mind yard work, but if I could do it without, then so be it. I do want to get a couple of plants for my apartment. Stretching out the phone cord. Absolutely. Man, when mom put me on restriction, bro, she would take that long 10-foot cord or 20-foot cord, and then she'd take it off because she knew I would take off and I go hide in the room and have some privacy. She would take it and get that little original one that would only stretch out to this far. Bro, I stretched that sucker out to where it was flat, and then it just kinked up all wrong all the time. Oh, God, man. I hated being on restriction. Because then mom would sit right there and just look at you while you were on the phone, and just awkward. Just everything about it was awkward. You could be talking to some girl and you're just like, I got to go. Mom's staring at me. It's like acting like a vulture. But she ended up just taking the phone away. But I ended up, had my own phone line. Then your beepers. Remember those? Beepers and pagers. You had to punch 911. We had to use the pay phones. And see, back then when everybody was getting sick, you blamed it on the payphone. So then they started coming out with like the handy wipes and stuff, and then people would just wipe down the payphone before you used it. I mean, it was just common sense. It's public. Anything public means everybody uses it. Private is your house. Public means everybody. Take care of yourself out there. Duh. Don't lick the fucking payphone. Oh, Chris is 100% correct. Listening to that obnoxious noise that was made when you tried to get on the internet. Big man, couldn't imagine if your generation had the apps and phones we have now. Dude. See, the crazy thing about Gen X, the craziest thing about Gen X is that Gen X was there at the beginning of MTV. We were there at the beginning of cable TV. Yeah, dial up. We were there at the beginning of the internet. We were there at the beginning of everything. Everything that you have now, we were there at the very beginning. The cell phones. Car phones were first, and they had the phones in a bag. Y'all remember the bag phones? Um, Everything. We were there at the very beginning, and then the pinnacle of that. So yeah, so Gen X, we started with the boomers because the boomers are our parents, right? Yeah. The boomers are our parents. And we learned work value. We learned the people came and knocked on your door. You didn't bother family time when it was time to eat. So yeah, it was a great time to grow up because you could do asinine things and not have a phone recording you. I loved it. Music TV when there was only music. Yeah. Big Man, they also played that song by, was it Dire Straits that says I want my MTV? Oh, Wendy, you're right. And when it just dialed and what remember when your parents would pick up the phone? They'd pick up the phone and it would kick you offline. Oh my God. You had to go to the store to go buy the DVD or to buy the CD to get online because you had to pay for the hours. Dude, everything was based off of like you had to pay for the phone, like minutes. You had to buy minutes. And then some cell phone companies wouldn't let you roll over the minutes. So if you bought 300 minutes for the month and you used 200 of them, your other 100 didn't roll over to the next one. Chris, you're absolutely right. We also learned how to take an ass whooping. Yeah. We learned how to dish it out. We learned how to take one. So, I mean, that's just the way it was. Now, completely different. I mean, now it's completely different. But Gen X is like, will always go down in history as like the start of everything now. The chat rooms. Oh yeah. I don't even know what the hell. I didn't know about MySpace until MySpace was already done. Like the chat rooms, definitely you would type in and go in the chats. Just to talk to people from like a different part of the country or the world. And you're like, what? No way. There's somebody on the other side of this. It never like really clicked or fathomed. The computer monitors were massive tubes like the TVs. It's not even around anymore, Matt. I don't believe. And then you started learning about Napster and what's that other one? There was quite a few other ones for you free music downloads. So yeah, everything that's happening now, it's like we've already yes, in the chat rooms, age, sex, and location. That's the most common. So if you ever see that anywhere, you'll know that's a Gen X thing. You always put down your age, your sex, and your location. You did it just like that. ASL, everybody. And everybody would go, oh, type it in. MySpace was the GOAT. I remember I never got MySpace because I was like, whatever. But from what everybody was telling me, it was like 1,000 times better than Facebook. And it was just cool. You could do so much and then they just over with. I knew no one on MySpace. No one had it yet. Friend of the guy in Virginia. We became the best of friends. Never met in person. Yeah, you actually do. You get to meet a lot of cool people offline or online. And it's like, it's like, damn. It's like, and then Big Man, growing up, they also told us never get in cars with strangers, never answer the phone for strangers, never all this. And then here we are calling Ubers, we're getting food from strangers. So there's all these different variations now that's like you don't, yeah, you don't. It's like get in the car with strangers. You're like, fuck it, let's go. I never fought as a kid. I'm a cupcake, kind of cupcake. I think it also made a comeback. I think it tried. I really do. I think it tried. Yeah, you are an old soul. You really are. Fucking Matt. Strawberry shortcake cupcake. Yeah. Yeah, face crook. Yeah, dude. I get on it like every once in a blue moon, Facebook, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, everybody sold out MySpace. But it happens. But man, we started, I remember listening to 8 tracks and then 45s, the records. I remember, of course, tapes, and then it went to CDs, and now it's all digital. Bro, we used to go to like the record store to go buy the CDs and shit. Yeah, Wendy, you're absolutely right. Now we're meeting people online to date them and taking rides from a stranger in the Uber to get a date. Right? So you're all over. All over. So yeah, it's insane how it is now versus when I was growing up. So it was but I would never take that away from me. I loved my generation. I remember, golly, I remember grandma used to have to call, she used to call me out of the bedroom. Get in here and change my channel. I was her remote because the TVs back then had the knobs. You had the pull button down at the bottom, click. Then you had the big channels up on the top, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever, and then the U at the top. And then you had all the smaller ones down at the bottom for everything else. Now I'm on the tiki-talkie. Exactly. Do what? So, yeah. But I mean, now look at it, and then back then it was also too, don't put everything on social media because that can destroy you. But you know what? Now it can help you. Everybody's on social media. Stop worrying about it now. It's too late. It's too late. Just do what you want to do. I mean, you want to sell feet pictures, man? Go sell your fucking feet pictures. Nobody cares. It's crazy now. Right? OnlyFans. I mean, but it's absolutely asinine. It's crazy. So it's like, you know what? Whatever. I've got, I don't know how many. I've got 3 Instagrams, 4 Instagrams. I've got 1 Facebook, 2 Facebook. I've got 4 or 5 TikToks. Snap. I'm on at least one of those. Yeah, right. But people put too much. And you're absolutely right. They do put too much of their personal shit on social media. I don't. I don't put a whole lot of personal shit on social media. I never really have. Because I don't know. I don't need the whole world knowing, every little thing about me. Like, oh my God, look at this hot dog. It tastes so good. It tastes like a fucking hot dog. It's such a hot dog. Who cares? Or when people would go on vacation, when I would go on vacation, I'd take my pictures. Never posted that I was on vacation on Facebook. I posted the vacation pictures after I was already back. Oh, I know, real shit. I know that's exactly what it is, big man. A friend of yours does. She's at the top 3% of OnlyFans, and she's making more money than anyone. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Sex sells, period, no matter what. When it's only because people want to feel sorry for them. Yeah. or when they're very what is it? When they're very just pray for me. Don't ask me why, just need prayers. You know, I don't do that. Don't ask me why I need prayers. Just say I need prayers, and it's for those likes. Everybody wants those likes, and I don't conform to that. I just do what I want, and then it's like, oh look, this video got like 4 million fucking views, and then the next video's got like 12. Ah, well, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Going on vacation, please rob me. Exactly. That's why I never did it. I always posted like when I came back. Never posted really. And then even like now though, I don't even really post it. I don't think. I don't think I do. Because I mean, I don't know, just don't. Because some things I just want to keep personal. Some things I don't need, everything out there. Agreed. This was a cool change up of a show. This reminds me of my TikTok lives. Kind of miss those. I'm trying to build up the other account. Yeah, stalkers aren't fun. I used to have a female. She was a friend of mine, and then she moved to like North Carolina or South Carolina. But she would go on dates, and she asked me if I could go, not with her, but like be there. That way I could watch. And if she needed a way out, I could get her out. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a private security guard, I guess you can say. So that I thought that was pretty cool. I thought, wow, that's a really good marketing thing to do for some people. You could have you could hire yourself to do that. She moved because I stalked her. I don't stalk anybody. I stalk you. I'm like, I'll call you up and be like, hey bro, what are you doing? I see you. I just like to post my ride videos on TikTok. Yeah, man. I mean, and that's it. I post such random shit. It's like my algorithms are completely foobarred. She knew I was there. I did that with a girlfriend once, and the dude called me out. Like, I know you have a friend here. And he ended up flirting with her all night. Yeah. And it's like, whatever. What's up, Verna? And it's like, whatever. But like, every once in a while, if I was going to meet somebody too, I'd tell them, yeah, I'm wearing a blue hat. And I'd walk in there with a white one or a red one. What? I thought you were wearing a blue hat. Well, didn't look good with the shirt. But I never didn't like end up dating, or I didn't like end up not staying. You know what I mean? Like I always stayed. I never like I was never like a douchebag or anything about it. Oh fuck! One of the stories, man. Oh my god! I go on this date and I'm texting her, and she's like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes turned into 20 minutes. 20 minutes turned into 30 minutes. 30 minutes turned into 45 minutes. And I was like, look, I'm going to go ahead and go. This isn't worth it. I'm going home. So I finished drinking my beer and I was getting ready to walk out, and she comes walking in. She's got her friend with her. So we're playing pool, and she's like, oh my God, how good are you at pool? And I was like, I'm all right. I suck. Actually, I really suck at pool, and I'm not afraid. And she was like, well, you're about to get your ass whooped. I was like, okay. I'm already kind of irritated at her because she's 45 minutes late to our date, because I thought it was bullshit. I should have left like after 10 minutes. So I was like, all right. So we start playing, and I'm whooping the shit out of her and playing pool. Like I'm completely dominating these fucking games. And I thought, wow, And I told her, I was like, well, hell, if you're really good, at playing pool and I really suck, then I'm better than you. That means you really suck. Like, really, really suck. And she got so pissed off at me because I was talking shit. We were both talking shit, and she was talking shit, and she hit me with the fucking pool stick. Like, not just the tip of it, like the where you hit, like the ass end of that fucking pool stick. Busted my damn elbow, chipped a bone in it. I was like, this bitch is crazy. I'm about to put her in the fucking dirt. So I put my shit down. Well, I kind of threw it on the table. And I said, thanks for the alcohol. And I walked out. I was like, I'm not sitting here playing with this bitch. I'm not playing this game. And she was like, no, wait, come back. I'm like, I'm not. No, wait, come back. Get out of here. So I head home. And then I was in like the drive through at like McDonald's or something. And I get a phone call. I was like, hello. She's like, hey. I was like, oh, shit. What do you want? She's like, what's your address? I was like, are you going to send me a fucking get well card? She's like, no, I want to come over. I want to make it up to you. Get the fuck. Yeah, click. Don't call this number again. This is bullshit. Fuck out of here. Give me some Tylenol. You learned pool from APA players? I learned pool from APA players. I'm putting you in timeout, Bass. Sorry, bud. I like riding. So anyway, you guys, great little show tonight. That was an hour, almost an hour and a half. It's awesome. It's the 35th episode. 35th episode coming soon. Just kidding. I'm not a beatboxer either. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. It's 9:30 here. It's 10:30 Eastern. So I know it's tomorrow's Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. Wendy, you really want to go there? Tell me you're bitter without telling you you're bitter. You're in timeout. You're in timeout. Everybody's in timeout. I'm putting you in timeout too. Everybody's going to go sit in timeout for the night. Oh, nice. My mom played and made it to the Las Vegas. Really? That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I have a bunch of my Carol. Yeah, put them on TikTok, Chris. Put them on a TikTok. Yeah, it was a good show. It was a really good show. This is what my TikTok lives used to be. It's just random talks. There was really nothing. There was no structure. So I know I was trying to do a podcast. It's trying to stay structured. And that's what I kind of want to keep it as. But every once in a while, I'll do these like story times or whatever. So, hell yeah. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, Chris. But I'm going to call it a night. Peace and hair grease. Let me find you a motivational quote here. See if I can find one. Where's the stupid app? Here we go. Okay. All right. This one is for all of us. Okay. So I like it, and it hits me an ad. Okay, you guys ready? You can't. Ready? You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Fucking what? You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. And that was Stephen C. Hogan. Holy shit. That's awesome right there. I love that one. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. That's real shit. That is real shit. Holy cow. Chew that one up. Need to better my work. Whatever, dude. Whatever. You've got great work ethic. Shut your friggin' pie hole. But I'm gonna cut it off. You guys, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for hanging out and shooting the shit with me and listening to some of my good old stories. Like I said, if you guys have something that you want to talk about or maybe be a guest or whatever, and DM me, if there's something that you really want to talk about, give me a heads up for sure. Don't wait until like Wednesday night and then holler at me. Like, give me a heads up. Definitely throw it into a message, DM me, let me know what you guys want to talk about, anything. If it's something that I have to look into researching, man, give me some time. Don't like I said, don't blast me on a Wednesday and expect me just to know everything on Thursday night. That's not going to happen. I guess we're all in timeout until next Thursday. Everybody's in timeout. But for real, I mean, like next week, I actually have she's gonna do a little plug in because she lives down in Miami. She's a sergeant, I believe, for the Miami Police Department. And she's gonna do a plug because I guess in Miami, there's like a first responders like a concert venue that's happening. And I thought that was really cool that somebody's actually putting stuff on like that, especially down there in Miami. So she's been pushing that. Like there's a lot of like singers, rappers, from different genres, Puerto Rican, Cuban, everything. So I'm going to have her on for a little bit, probably next Thursday. She's probably going to just go over it. I don't know if she's going to stay for the whole show or not. We haven't really discussed it. We just discussed like doing a plug-in for the show. So you guys just stay tuned, I guess. But again, if you have anything that you want to talk about, man, just let me know. Punch it into a DM. If there's like a topic that's like, you know what, I really want you to talk about this, man, I'll talk about it. Like I think I'm going to talk about, I don't know, erectile dysfunction on a show because it happens to people. So might as well just talk about it. Get everything out in the fucking open. I mean, whatever. So because that could be a sign of poor health. That could be a sign of prostate. That could be a sign of anything. So pay attention. So, I mean, it's shit happens. So, I mean, we'll talk about it. I don't have any issues talking about things. I mean, that's just how we roll, right? That's why we're real. That's what separates this show from like all the others, because the show is just nothing but different topics, and that's what I like about. It, because we could talk about everything and anything. So, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. And again, what was that one? Can't have $1 million dreams on a minimum wage budget. What did it say? You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. So I'll post that on my Instagrams. So you guys, again, thank you so much. 35th episode, still kicking ass. Keep punching, keep doing your shit, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll see y'all next week. All right. So peace out.